The best sunset is the one you haven't seen yet. The best noodles are worth travelling light years for. The secret to happiness is whispered inside every jump point. Once you know this about life amongst the stars, you'll never settle for less than the best means to enjoy it. Fortunately, thanks to the 890 jump, you'll never have to. With an elegant, sleek exterior that belies its spacious interior, the 890 jump is a true engineering marvel, crafted to impress from every angle by combining a unique, innovative design with the finest materials and most advanced technology. The result is a vessel that is in a class all of its own, a masterpiece worthy of the name Origin. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. Today we're going to take a look at the Origin 890 jump, the super yacht, the pinnacle of luxury and comfort. The ship looks incredible. It's a capital size ship. It has so many features to be found on board, but the level of detail that CIG have put into this ship, the attention to detail, all those nerdy little things that I enjoy, I find the 890 jump is the pinnacle of all of the ships in the verse. If you want the life of luxury, you save up, you grind out that 32 million and you purchase an 890 jump. So let's begin our tour of this wonderful ship.
$29.49. Things were changing. You could feel it. And it was Gatsby, the center of it all.
How do you get on Gatsby's list?
Gatsby's it.
The name on everybody's lips.
Hey, here's to us.
You never knew where Gatsby might head off to next, but that was half the fun. No one dared sleep for fear of missing something incredible. In Gatsby's world, nothing was off limits. Unless you were trying to crash the party. No matter where Gatsby may be off to next, whatever mysterious port of call she's heading to, the next time I see her, won't be soon enough.
More room to entertain, more space for socialising, more areas for comfortable living. The 890 jump is proof that sometimes more is definitely the right amount. This is the ideal vessel for both parties and privacy. Take your pick of gathering spaces, enjoy magnificent views from the captain's bridge or stretch out in the salon. Or take time out, retreat to your spacious stateroom or find a cosy nook to view the stars in quiet solitude. Maybe you want to stretch your legs with an accessible landing bay capable of housing a small ship or shuttle. You don't have to keep the party aboard the 890 jump. The 890 jump is the crown jewel in Origin spacecraft line. A fully equipped interstellar yacht, the 890 jump isn't just a beautiful silhouette, it's ready for dozens of potential roles, from high security trading to organisation leadership to command and control. The Origin 890 jump is a rare sight, but a lasting one. Its very presence signifies power, used as a personal transport, and the 890 jump is the prized possession of CEOs, politicians, hollow stars, and the like. Whether they're travelling from Earth to Terra or exploring uncharted stars, the 890 leads the way in everything it does. The 890 jump is the height of luxury, featuring an observation lounge, a stateroom, guest quarters, a boat bay, a large cargo hold, and more. It's the perfect platform for running a corporation, transporting passengers in unparalleled comfort, or simply sharing the galaxy with your friends. The 890's interiors are designed for comfort and ease of use. The ship features 2 optional control centres, a standard bridge and a battle bridge, either one of which allows a single pilot to control the shipboard operations. The Origin flagship that has come to define luxurious space travel, the ship cuts an impressive and iconic silhouette and comes equipped with a wealth of amenities. Unrivaled in style and sophistication, many CEOs, politicians and Spectrum stars now consider the 890 jump their home away from home. Despite the ship's now vaunted status, the 890 jump was a major gamble for Origin when they first put it into production in 2858. Astronomical manufacturing costs caught the eyes of investors and analysts who feared it would be a massive money pit without enough buyers to turn a profit. Origin stood by their market research that showed a desire for such a ship, yet even they were surprised by its massive success. The company even reduced their marketing budget after owners flooded the Spectrum with images and vids of the elegant and opulent ship. Later versions of the 890 jump, starting in 2903, came standard with the 85X Limited, a luxury 2-seater snub ship perfect for quick excursions. Origin infused the ship with the same thrusters as the 300 series, making it a unique hybrid of racer and touring ship. Fast, agile and elegant, it's the ideal companion to the 890 jump. I am a huge fan of Origin ships in general, and I remember coming across the 890 jump for the first time and it blew my mind. The sheer scale and presence that this ship projects is quite honestly something special. The super yacht that could quite easily park and dock at the Monaco Grand Prix and you would not bat an eyelid. It screams class, luxury, comfort, elegance. It's very hard to deny this ship those characteristics when you first clap eyes on the 890. The super yacht, the capital ship that has plenty of features and exquisite attention to detail. To find that attention to detail, we need to take a look inside this fantastic ship. Welcome aboard the super yacht, and you're immediately greeted by that luxury, elegance, sophistication that wraps around you like a warm blanket. There's no denying the impact that the interiors of a ship have on players, and the 890 jump is certainly no stranger to that. So this is basically a foyer. This is the first entry point of the ship, and there's nothing too special here, but with that slight stenciling and marble floor, those are massive clues as to what this ship is about. I like the cleanliness, the white, the way the lights wrap around this area of the ship. It's very, very comforting and relaxing, and we're not even anywhere particularly important on board this ship at the moment. As you can see, it splits into 3 different regions, and we'll explore those later on in the ship. As we make our way through the door to the front, we're greeted by the atrium, the grand staircase, which has had some criticism, but I like it. I like the way the light filters in, giving you that bigger sense of grandeur. And as you can see, it's massive. Okay, we have numerous seating area up there. Unfortunately, that globe that you can just see at the top there is a bug that glitches through the entire ship, and it will be with us for our entire journey. So just please bear that in mind and erase it from your mind, because look at this staircase. It's incredible, right? I love this staircase. Some people don't, which is fair enough, but for me personally, the way the light trickles in, especially on Microtech with the snow, obviously white reflects light, it's extremely well lit in here. Very grandiose in its appearance, and I actually like it. It's decorated with some sort of marbling on the floor. I'd be scared to scuff this floor at all. Behind that we have another seating area, so this is just below the staircase. We'll notice a small seating area, maybe a waiting area, but there's levels of detail in this tiny room here. It doesn't need to be there. You know, the marbling, the stenciling. Behind the staircase we have access to the sauna area of the ship and the pool, because yes, we do have a sauna and a swimming pool on board, because why wouldn't we? We are a super yacht and we're chasing that life of luxury. So even the mundane areas of the ship still have elements of elegance to them, which is surprising. They didn't have to go to that level of detail, but they did. Moving on through there, we will exit and enter into the sauna and swimming pool area. This is one of my favourite areas of the ship because I just love the attention to detail. You can see every single wood panel on the floor. You can see all the stenciling of the small text. The lighting is perfect. It radiates relaxation. There's no faults in this area of the ship that I could see. It's just an incredible achievement in terms of luxury, I feel. I do think that this is probably my favourite part of the ship. Here we have the jacuzzi with a waterfall just for added effect. So you can come here, chill out. You've had maybe too many murders, too many bounties to collect, and you need to chill out from all that killing. Well, there's no better place to do it than in a jacuzzi. You can see that we have sort of like a slate grey and tiled wall around this jacuzzi, which is a nice touch. Very, very exquisite. We have the shelves with some towels. Then we come to the changing rooms of this particular area of the ship, and again, the level of detail is mind-boggling. We have wrapped towels, we have coat hangers, we've got flip-flops. It's just incredible to see the lengths that CIG are able to produce some of the detail that they do. Here we have a sauna. It's fairly basic in here, but I would argue any super yacht would not be a super yacht if it did not indeed have a sauna on board. So that is another relaxation point for you and your crew. You'll also find a shower room down in the spa area located near the pools. Obviously you might want to shower off from, especially when in the sauna, sweating ridiculous amounts, you're going to want to shower. So they've included that as well, which is, you know, even in the showers it's pretty impressive. So multiple rooms in here. Luxury is a must on a super yacht, and I think the spa area of the ship very much completes that. No complaints from me at all. We do also have a lift located in this area of the ship, so you can navigate very easily. There's no stairs or trekking around. It's nicely labelled, easy to negotiate, and well placed in my opinion. So there'll be no confusion as to who's doing what or where you're going. It's fairly simple. Moving on, we arrive at some more changing rooms. Again with the flip-flops, we have condiments on there I think, but even the lights in the hanging area of those wardrobes there is pretty impressive. Then we come to the swimming pool. Now without a doubt the swimming pool does look incredible. The lighting is perfect. The ceiling, the grey and the wooden floor seem to match. I would like to see a few more plants in here to bring it a bit more to life and make it a little bit less clinical, but the water animation is very pleasant, and the lights radiating from the two plants at the back just add a sneaky touch. But I think a few more plants in here, awesome, but a very pleasant place to be on the ship. We'll then make our way through this ridiculously large ship. There are various corridors of this caliber that you'll find when you're navigating this ship, and we'll bring ourselves out and we'll take a look at the engine area of the ship. Obviously, being a capital ship, you can see that these engines are literally massive. They are huge, and they need to be, and the lighting and visual effects you get from these engines is incredible. It's incredible. Look at this. I have no idea what that is. It looks important. I know that much. My brain is telling me that's probably quite important, but it looks awesome. I absolutely love that. It's incredible, the detail, honestly. I'm flabbergasted. That's a word you don't hear often, but I am flabbergasted by just how incredible some areas of this ship look. And yeah, the Origin 890 Jumps engines are absolutely no exception to the detail found on this ship. This is the cargo area of the ship, and as you can see, we've got the 2 engine rooms in here where we've just been and take a quick look at the massive engines that this ship has. You'll also find the engineering area of the ship in with the cargo area. I believe the ship holds 100 SCU of cargo. You can see in the back there that was the rather surprisingly small gravity generator, but there is plenty of room in here. Okay, so cargo wise, not particularly a lot for a ship of this size, I think. There was some confusion. At one point it was 400 SCU, now I believe it's 100. Not really a ship I'm going to be using for cargo running. The gravity generating ball was very confusing to me. I still think that it is tiny for a ship of this size, unless it's really, really efficient. Either side of the gravity generator you will find the shield generators. I couldn't get access to those at the moment, so when the gold pass comes, obviously all the ship's components need to be accessible for your engineers. It's very important. So this is actually quite an important area of the ship. Not only do you have the cargo here, but you have life support you can see located on the right, and some lockers as well on the left, which I couldn't gain access to at this moment in time. Moving on, we reach the top of the cargo area. We have various entry and exit points to areas of the ship that we'll go through now. We'll take the door on the left, and that brings us to weapon racks and 2 sets of weapon racks. So that's quite interesting. I think I would probably move those directly into the cargo area itself for like a quick reaction if you're getting attacked or someone's trying to board you. I don't like the idea of trying to snatch weapons, run down the stairs, operate the lift. Moving on, we have the guests elevator as well, which is clearly labelled. Even though this is a fairly standard area of the ship, the detail is still there, right? The lights look superb, so passengers can still make their way to and from the ship via the lift. We have numerous corridors of this sort of specification. Unfortunately, the floor lights on the left have failed. So the engineer would be fixing those, I would assume. Obviously it's a bug. When we get the gold pass, I'm sure that will be fixed. It will be interesting to see what changes on the 890. It does have a med bay. This is an area I think that needs a little bit more TLC. It's a tier 2, so you can respawn on this med bay. But it's very, although it looks clinical, it's very lifeless in here. I'd like to see a few more medical supplies in here. Maybe some posters or just something that isn't so bleak. It needs a bit more attention. As you can see, there's the digital assistant. Moving on, we arrive at the guest lounge, and you can see the vehicle status screen there. So this is where passengers are going to get shipped to and from using the Origin 85X. It's essentially a taxi for this particular ship. So the waiting lounge, although isn't particularly comfortable and fairly bare bones, it's not unpleasant. We still have plenty of lights and marbling on the floor. We move through an airlock, and then we reach the hangar area of the ship. Now this is quite interesting in its design, I feel. It's unique in the sense that it has a basketball court, so while passengers are waiting to get ferried to and from the ship, they can at least, shoot some hoops, kill some time. So that's a nice touch, having a nice basketball hoop in a hangar. It's just a shame that it's quite a small hangar. It doesn't need to be big, but I would like to get a few more vehicles in here. I think this could have been a little bit bigger. We could have had a small mini ground fleet or something like that, because this ship is going to be able to travel great distances, and I think the hangar could have been made a little bit bigger. We have various EVA areas of the ship, all labelled, so that almost certainly will have a use in the future. Will be interesting to see how escape pods and EVA areas of the ship will come into play when they do the gold pass. We also have entertainment on board the super yacht in the form of space pool, so you can come here with your friends, chill, shoot some pool, make bets, lose money. There's also an old school arcade machine, which I'm almost certainly hoping they put like a Space Invaders on, because I think that would be epic. Or Arena Commando would be quite amazing if they managed to squeeze that onto an arcade machine. So there are some entertainment areas of the ship still. So we've got luxury and a small amount of entertainment, not enough in my opinion. Then we have crew quarters, which are fairly basic, but the crew live in luxury, man. You know, if I was working on board the 890 Jump as a waiter or waitress or chef or whatever, you know, I'm not really going to be complaining too much. I mean, it's fairly comfortable here, it's nicely lit. We do get some marbling. The table looks pretty cool, you know, it's nice, spaced out. The crew get their own privacy, which is obviously something that a lot of people are sought after. So if I was working here, I wouldn't have a problem. Although modest, there are worse areas to sleep on some other ships, right? So yeah, I'm trying to get a job with Origin, as you can tell. But yeah, very modest, but yet comfortable, and it's very nicely balanced. They then have their own crew cooking area, stations, towels, all that good stuff. So they can cater for themselves as well, which is awesome. Because who really thinks about the crew? Nobody really does, but Origin do. We then come to a lovely and awesome kitchen. I love this kitchen. I love cooking. And I think working on board a kitchen like this, so this is going to be important for your guests. It will be interesting if they implement chefs, or maybe the catering core of the Space Corps would be something interesting to see. I've not read anything about that. If you guys know, please let me know, because I think space chefing could be a very sought after profession. It could be quite interesting to see how that pans out. But as you can see, it's a very nice kitchen. We have the sort of stainless steel countertops and all that good stuff. So this is going to be the core to impressing your VIPs, politicians, rock stars, all that good stuff. Even VIPs from other planets and, sorry, from other species, you know. This is where important meetings are going to happen on board this ship. If you're making deals with Banu or whoever it might be, you're going to want to impress them, especially the Banu, as they take serious pride in, well, just basically bragging. So you're going to want to impress the Banu. This is the ship to do it, and the food would be an aspect to that, I would have thought. We also have various escape pods dotted through in and out the ship, and they need to be. Trying to escape ships of this size could be tricky, so escape pods are almost certainly important. Their battle bridge, I like it. It's a good concept. If you get attacked, at least you've got somewhere to operate the ship without fear of getting destroyed or things penetrating the shields and knocking out the captain while he's directing the ship in space. I think a battle bridge is an excellent idea, and I hope it's another concept and philosophy that can carry over to other ships, because I do like the idea of the battle bridge with sort of hardened armor, extra protection for the crew to get it in or out of danger. So that's a really nice aspect of the ship, which I didn't know about until I figured it out and found out for myself, and I was quite impressed. Then we come to some of the best living quarters in the game in terms of spaceship comfortability. Very pleasant in here. Chessboard, again, nice wooden floor, but this the ceiling and this slate grey and white that they go for colour scheme, it looks amazing. The ceiling is incredible. It's got its own sort of architecture to it. As you can see, we also get some aquariums and fish tanks in some of these rooms, which is a really nice touch. I hope they actually add some live fish into the fish tanks. That'd be really cool. So you can see we have this large seating area, the chess table, and then opposite that we have an ensuite bathroom toilet area, which looks really nice. Origin logo, black slated areas of the shower, all touch panel operated. We have mirrors. It's very clean in here. And again, the lighting is absolutely superb. So no complaints from me. If I was a guest on this ship, I would not be complaining. We have a cigar box, I believe, and the table looks awesome. Various books to read, and basic ornaments and all that good stuff. But I do like the architecture design in here. It's really nice. Minimalistic, yet elegant is sort of how I would describe these rooms. They do look superb, and I wouldn't be complaining all that much, if I'm honest. If I was fortunate enough to book a ticket on the 890 jump, I wouldn't be complaining as a guest. It's very spacious, with things to do, right? There's giant TVs and all kinds of good stuff, and aquariums just add to that. It's essentially a flying hotel, this ship, and it still astounds me, the level of detail. It really does. I mean, the aquarium looks amazing. I'd like to see some fish in there though. Maybe alien fish of some sort would be really cool. So black slate and white is sort of the theme they go for. No complaints from me. I think it's a very pleasant area of the ship to be resting in. So as we leave the bedroom area, we have like a small foyer here with another guest elevator allowing the guests to get to and from other areas of the ship. You'll also note there is a bar in the background. So this is like a, I'm guessing, small foyer with some toilets right next to the bar, which I think is a smart move. Anyone that has a drink knows how quickly that passes through a human being. So I think that is a strategic placement of onboard facilities and WCs there. So we get 4 of those right opposite the bar. Probably a very smart place to place those. I think they'll be getting used quite frequently throughout your voyage on board the 890. So very smart, very cool looking area of the ship as well. I love that sort of rotation you can see above the bar, those images. As we move into the bar, you can see they've got the Origin 600i being displayed for any would-be potential customers after they've enjoyed their stay on board the 890 jump. It's really nicely lit in here and has some excellent windows. Although I'm currently in the hangar, ideally you'd be out in space and you'd have an excellent view. You could probably fit around 40-50 people in here, I think, all having a party and having a good time. So that's a nice touch to have an onboard bar. I'm sure a full 890 jump, this will be quite a profit margin for the ship, this bar. A lot of money to be made here. As we move on then, we arrive at the crew area for them to access various parts of the ship. There's an elevator at the rear end of it, and this is the dining area. And just behind that dining area is like a VIP table. I think this is where you might be having important meetings, or at least that's where I would in the dining area. Important VIPs, ambassadors, dignitaries, all of those sort of people I think would be well suited to this area of the ship. I can see a lot of deals being exchanged and formulated in this area of the ship because you have an excellent view, and it's very much a board meeting table. It has that aesthetic look to it, which I feel is what it would be used for. And with that wraparound window, you'd have an excellent view of the verse. So I think some shady deals, maybe some peace treaties are going to be negotiated on this table for the 890 jump. So although it is an elite tourism ship, I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't go exploring in this magnificent thing. So that's a good point to the ship. Moving through, we arrive at the bridge area. Now this is very, very cool. And it's actually, for a bridge, I find it quite minimalistic, very similar to that of the 600i, which was criticised for its wasted space in the cockpit area, the bridge area of that ship, and I kind of feel that it applies to this ship as well. Behind the bridge itself is the grand staircase, and then we'll make our way to the captain area of the ship. So the captain has quite a lot of luxury for him or her, whoever's deciding to run the ship at the time. It's a little bit more elegant. There's a lot more sort of black and gold tints in the captain's area. Has his own dining region with yet another wonderful looking aquarium with those awesome bubbles. So the captain is almost certainly going to be comfortable all the time. most likely. There's going to be no complaints whatsoever from him. They even put a really cool picture of the 890 jump on the wall, just in case the captain's confused as to what he's piloting. That's a nice little reminder. The bedroom is awesome. Big white panel behind that sleek looking bed and an enormous space TV. But again, very minimalistic, not too much in here. But really, how much time is the captain going to be spending in these sort of quarters? I can see rooms being given up for VIPs, dignitaries, ambassadors. They're going to want the top-notch stuff. So at some point, depending on your crew level, how many people you've got on board and who's important and who's not, there could be some swapsies going on around the ship. The ensuite is awesome as well, as you can see. Extremely clean. Again, that black and white slate sort of vibe that we get throughout the ship. He has his own office. The captain's office is actually fairly relaxing. I like it. I like the lights above his seating arrangement. Forms a nice little light circle, so it's excellent in here. Bit more gold, you'll note, than compared to the rest of the ship, so the captain definitely gets a bit more prestige. So the captain is almost certainly going to be very, very comfortable while maintaining this wonderful spacecraft. Right, what we need to do now, guys, is take a look at the weapons and components. Okay, so here we are, and as you can see, these are all the stock components that you will find on this ship. It has, despite being an elite tourist exploration posh super yacht, as you can see, it is quite literally dripping in a ridiculous amount of firepower. We have numerous turrets with some decent weaponry. We also have copious amounts of missile turrets, again with some serious firepower in terms of the missiles that they chuck out. Now, as this is a capital ship, currently in game, the onboard components cannot be swapped out, so they are bespoke to the ship at the moment. And according to Urkel, the shields are the Glacis. These are size 4, and we get 2 of those. Size 4 shields are going to be awesome, you know. And then power plants, we have the stellates. 2 of these are also size 4. So we can't swap these out yet. There are no swapsies for the components, but it's not really too much of an issue because they're size 4. You know, they do the job. Then we have Serac coolers. We have 2 ginormous coolers for the ship. And then finally, to wrap things up, we have a size 4 Allegro quantum drive. With fairly respectable stats, as you can see there. Be interesting to see how we can swap these out. Right, now it's time for the walk around. So let's make our way into the hangar and begin our tour of this ginormous 890. I like to do this because it gives us a sense of scale, and as you can see, even the landing gear are ridiculous. Now, I do have a little bit of beef with the landing gear of Origin ships because I just feel they don't suit the general aesthetic of the ship, very much like the 600i. 600i is a beautiful ship to look at, but the gears look clumpy and just don't suit it, and I would argue the same here, although the intricate detail on these landing gear is very impressive with the struts, the rivets and the bolts. So as you can see, the ship is absolutely massive. It's massive, and it's very awe-inspiring the first time you do come across a ship of this size, especially in this sort of elegant form. So while we make our way around this ginormous ship, let's talk about some of the features that it is currently equipped with. So the 890 Jump has a graphene hull, a triple layered graphene enameled hull to strengthen as well as keeping the appearance of the hull as new as possible. It has Stamina 5 engines, equipped with fast Stamina 5 engines designed cooperatively by Origin Racing Team and Alliance StarTech. It has a 85X touring ship. You only get that if you purchase the 890 Jump with real money. You don't get that if you purchase it in game. The 85X is a touring ship included in the hangar of the 890 Jump. This does not apply to ships bought with in-game currency. Rear remote turret. Origin's turret control software translates operator action to twin Galascon Tactical Phoenix GF330 repeaters. Point defense system. The Kodiak AC point defense system offers cutting-edge rapid tracking capabilities and multi-point targeting. Communication array. A robust communication array from Pythia. It is encrypted with octa-key security and provides lossless intra-system data transfer. Escape pods. Outfitted with a QAD beacon technology and enough supplies to live comfortably for several days. 2 bridges. A comfortable captain's bridge with a wide impressive view. It also includes 3 exquisitely crafted operator seats from Atlas. The ship also features a battle bridge in case of enemy encounter, either one which allows a single pilot to control shipboard operations. Medbay. An advanced medbay equipped with an auto dock. Spa facilities. A fully equipped spa designed by AUEC to provide comfort and tranquility. Luxurious interior. Features plush seating encompassed by large salon windows providing a panoramic view of the ship's surroundings, while the entertainment centre brings the latest Spectrum offerings with incomparable clarity. Guest rooms. Each of the 4 guest suites features an island berth with oversized Imperial Gelcore mattress along with 2 berth end tables. Each room is finished with a specially selected stock of Gaolung wood, which is known for its natural luster. So as you can see, the ship isn't exactly void of any useful features. We've made our way up through the main entry point. We've had a look at the docking collar and some escape pods there, and now we're going to make our way through to the grand staircase, the atrium. I like it. I like the fact that there's a big ceiling there, window panel glass, so all the light, and when you're out in the verse with this thing, it really is epic walking through here the first time. So we'll swing by through here first, okay? So we'll open up. That brings us to one of the guest bedrooms. It's really spacious in here, really nice. I would not mind spending a few hours on a long voyage in a room like this. I just don't know what those little twin tower things are next to the bed. But we do have this awesome aquarium. Let's have some fish in there, please. Gold pass. There needs to be a fish in there. Then we'll go through this door, which is the ensuite. Again, very spacious, plenty of room. Screams privilege and luxury. Yes. Pleasant, almost certainly. Wardrobes, all good. Okay, so we'll make our way back out and we'll try and stick to this deck as much as possible before we maneuver through the rest of the ship. Then we come to the second guest room, which is pretty much a carbon copy of the first one. But it's the architecture on this ceiling. I love that. I think that's really cool. Looks amazing. And then, of course, we have, same as in the other room, another ensuite. Toilet, shower, Origin logo. Button doesn't work. This will all work in the future. Excellent stuff. Really, really cool. Be nice if they can get the reflections for your character working in mirrors. Now, it is interesting to think about how much use we might be able to get out of the 890 jump, especially for the elite tourism missions, those NPC taxi missions. I imagine owning an 890 jump is going to make you quite a lot of money, because I wonder how that's going to work, how that mechanic for that mission is going to work. Are you going to get money for comfort or distance travelled? And all of that sort of good stuff is very hard to tell, but I imagine the 890 jump will be quite a good way of earning money for those particular missions. So there we have the other guest room, and the other one at the end of this corridor here with this marble table, another seating area. So these are all pretty much identical as the other two. So the 4 guest rooms, we have the elevator here. Your dignitaries, politicians, ambassadors, I guess are going to be taking those. And then, of course, this is really well strategically placed, these water closets, because right next to a bar. I mean, it's a very smart place to put them. I can see parties happening here, for sure. I think maybe 40, 50 people could get in here. And that's another thing. Are you going to make money from these NPC elite tourism missions? From selling provisions, i.e. people buying drinks at the bar, maybe food, maybe that all contributes towards money you make. It will be interesting to see how that pans out, because I think when it comes to elite tourism, there really isn't much in the way of competition, right? The 890 jump has sort of got that stamped and locked down. Here we have the dining area. It was very nice, champagne glasses. Again, they've gone with that black and slate grey white combo that is prominent throughout the ship. And here we have I'm almost certain this is going to be a boardroom, meeting room sort of vibe area of the ship. I think a lot of important negotiations could happen here. Maybe you're trying to impress an ambassador from another species or things of that nature. Then why not bring them here, feed them the posh meals, give them a drink or two. Could be a very important area of the ship, not just for dignitaries and all that sort of stuff, but maybe signing peace treaties and all that good stuff. The 890 jump, I think, will have a future in that role. So we'll make our way back towards... This is the crew access, so they'll be using this elevator to get to and from certain areas. You can see crew kitchen, spa and pool, the foyer, bar and lounge, nicely labelled. A computer there. Maybe for processing orders, who knows. I think that's probably what that's for. And then we have this wraparound banner with the 600R on top of the bar, which is really nice. So we'll head back down the way we came, just to make sure that I haven't missed anything, because the first time I got in this ship, I got lost. It's so big, very confusing the first time you're on it. Well, it's not really confusing, it's just massive, so it takes a bit of exploring to get used to the layout. So here we are on top of this grand staircase, and then we have bridge entrance. So we'll pop in here. Now, it's very minimalistic, and I kind of feel it's going to get the same criticism as the 600i. We have a storage component here. Not sure exactly if that's going to be for components or blades or servers, who knows. But it does seem to be very much like the 600i in the fact that it's not a lot going on. I mean, I would argue there's a lot more in terms of monitors and stuff. We have the 2 seats where we'll enter the turrets through there. That's a turret entry point, obviously remote turrets. And then the pilot seat is the central column. But there's a lot more screens in comparison to that of the 600i. I do feel that's an engineering panel. These are engineering panels. That's interesting. Okay, so you're going to have more than maybe 4 of your crew. Because this is an 8-man crew, this ship. Excluding waiters, waitresses, chefs and all that stuff. So that's interesting. I wonder how they will fill that out, if they will indeed do that when the ship gets its gold pass. I can see this being changed, this ship, in some respects. We just have another sort of galley area. Some more seating arrangements. Nice random table with an ornament. And this will take us through to the captain's area of the ship. We get that lovely window. So that'd be nice to look out of on your travels. Aquariums are sort of sneaking in everywhere, nicely placed, and we are in the hangar. So marble floor. There's a bit more sort of gold tints and things going on for this ship in the captain's area. So this is his personal quarters. Awesome model of the 890 jump. Like that. That's very cool. So I imagine staff briefings, things like that will happen here, or disciplinary procedures. We have his bedroom, captain's bedroom here, his or her, sorry. Very awesome. Big old TV, space TV, to watch all of your favourite episodes of Squadron 42. Very spacious in here. But in context, not really a lot going on. So we'll head out because the ensuite is exactly the same. But there is more gold. There is more gold. In fact, we'll go look at the ensuite because I can't remember if it's the same as... Yeah, it is. It is the same as the guest one. So they haven't changed that there. I was expecting some more gold. Because there seems to be gold tints in the captain area of the ship. Origin jump works, space TV, exposed cabling, which is interesting. That's very uncharacteristic for what is a very tidy and well presented ship to have random cables from the TV. Here's the captain's personal dining room. So this, I imagine, is where he's going to invite his favourite crew and friends to dine with the captain, which is a privilege, of course, while we sip brandy and talk about nonsense. Another aquarium, and we've done a full circle there. It's actually quite a good system. It's like a mini guest house for the captain and his favourites. So to dine with the captain is a privilege. And that is pretty awesome. So the captain is obviously really well catered for. He has quite a lot of prestige and privilege himself. Awesome stuff. Right. Let's continue then on our journey through this ginormous ship. Back down these awesome stairs. And we'll head towards the sauna area of the ship. Another seating area. So we'll go to the saunas first. And we'll go to the jacuzzi, which is awesome. With a random waterfall. Well, it's not random. I get it. I get it. We're posh. I understand. It's very, very nice in here. Relaxing. Because the lights are dimmer. More of a chill session, as you would expect. And we go through to changing area of the ship. We have a sauna here. And it's hot in here. Whew, it's like a sauna in here. No space yacht would be complete without one. And then we have another one. So plenty of those. Showers. Very, very cool. Very cool area of the ship. It's the attention to detail here. I just love those wood panel effects. We had the elevator here, taking us to every two of them, taking them to different areas of the ship. And in here we have storage, clothes, all that good stuff. Changing rooms is what they are. Surprised they haven't got a door on, to be quite honest with you. And then that brings us to the pool, which is epic. Awesome place to come and chill out, have a little swim, get healthy, have a little swim. But the mood in here, the lighting really does make the atmosphere very relaxing. A few more plants needed though, I feel. A little bit minimalistic would be my only complaint, and it is only a minor complaint. So we'll head back out and we'll make our way through. We've got 2 engineering doors here. Escape lift and escape pods. Sorry. So we've got escape pods and an elevator. So we'll go through here. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. And we're going to access engineering, which brings us down. Straight away to where the engines are. So very quick and easy to perform maintenance, which we know is going to be a big thing. And the engines just look incredible. I like this area of the ship. Very, very cool. And this is the cargo room. 100 SCU. We have the jump drive. Can't wait for us to be using these as soon as we get pyro. And I don't know if that's just one or just two separate components to make one jump drive, or is it Origin's touch on their jump drive? Is every manufacturer going to have a completely different design for their jump drives? Be interesting. Cargo ramp here, send elevator. It's a two-part function for that cargo ramp. Then we have this gravity generator and life support. Two shield generators which I couldn't access. But as you can see, I just feel that that is far too small for a ship of this size. That's my humble opinion. Like I said, unless it's really, really efficient, and Origin have managed to make it that small because it is so efficient. I've seen bigger. I think the one in the AUEC is actually bigger than the 890 jump off the top of my head. So that's the cargo area, 100 SCU, and then we have this deck above the gravity ball. So we'll go through here. No, we won't. That's the elevator. I'm still getting lost. We'll go through here first because this is where the weapon racks are. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 weapons per rack, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. And another 2 here. So, more than enough. I imagine you might have security on board carrying weapons anyway. We have the other elevator there. This takes us through to the hangar. Very long interloping corridor. This takes us to Med Bay. As we go through. Now, I do think this needs a bit of love, this room. So we have the digital medical assistant here. We can respawn from this location, as you can see. But I just feel that the med bay itself is really not that interesting. It's just a room with a sink and a med bay. I'd like to see some actual medical supplies in here to give a bit more of a medical feeling. So I'm sure Gold Pass will sort that out. Coming through, we have the waiting lounge for your guests. This is where they're going to get shuttled to and from the ship via the 85X, depending on whether or not you bought the ship with real money. And we go through, brings us to airlock control. Obviously, we don't want to vent the ship with the hangar bay doors above us there. Basketball court, so your passengers can shoot some hoops while they wait for their 85X to pick them up. Turret location, we'll hop in. Now there are plenty of turrets on this ship and I just didn't have time to go through them all, guys, so I can only apologise. So this is the belly turret. And yeah, not really too much to say about that, to be honest. Like I said, there are plenty of remote turrets, but I did not have time, unfortunately. We're going to make our way through. We sort of double back on ourselves, and that is like the exact same way we came through. It's replicated on the other side. So we'll make our way through the hangar towards the nose of a ship, where there is, in front of the hangar, there's a big square on externally on the ship, and that is another turret. But it's just I think this hangar could have been a little bit bigger, maybe a few more vehicles, like 3 ground vehicles, maybe 3 ballistas or something. It should have been able to carry. I mean, 100 SCU isn't exactly brilliant for this ship of this size either, to be fair. Here we have the pool room. So we can do some space pool. So that's nice. You know, it's going to keep people entertained. I see people losing money on this pool table. Very basic seating arrangement. An arcade machine, which hopefully plays Arena Commander or Space Invaders, which would be awesome. Very basic, 2 buttons and a stick. So at least it has some entertainment apart from drinking on here. And this is the crew area of the ship. let's be honest, it's fairly respectable. Toilets and showers. So privacy, the crew get privacy, which is obviously quite important to some people. And they're not bad at all. They're not bad at all. There are worse facilities on other ships. We all know that. So it's not exactly as if the crew are going to suffer with their long voyages. Everything is comfortable. You know, they've got facilities to use themselves. You know, if there's nobody on board there, of course they're going to use the facilities. The spa, the swimming pool, the pool room, the arcade room, basketball and all that good stuff. Do you know what I think is missing from this ship though? A gym. I think this ship should have had some sort of gym, to be quite honest. Maybe somewhere in and around the pool area. I think if this ship had a gym as well, maybe that's an oversight. Maybe not. I don't know. What do you think? I think the ship could use a gym. So this crew area as well, it's extremely comfortable. They've got their own TV, a communal area to share, talk about their shift and what snob was pissing them off, all that good stuff. They have their own separate kitchen. So the crew are really well catered for. They get their own private quarters, which is awesome. Then that brings us through to the kitchen through there. And this is the only way through to the kitchen from that side. We have an elevator tucked away around the corner, and then we have like a storage room at the back there. So the chef is going to be chefing it up in this wonderful kitchen. It's awesome. Gun steel is used quite a lot in here, which reinforces that chef's area. Then we have like a pantry here with all your spices and everything you're going to need. Well, the chef will need to keep your guests happy. I do think they've missed a beat with not having an on-board gym or something to the equivalent for the crew. Exercise is important. Not that I do any, but I do think this ship is missing that. So we'll go through now. And here, tucked away, are the crew escape pods. And also, that is a nice touch. So the crew are truly looked after here, and they don't have far to go. In the case of emergency, the crew can also save their lives by getting out, depending on how many you've got. So this is the battle bridge. Obviously we can access turrets through here as well remotely on the 2 seats, and we have the pilot seat here which reclines. You get in, brings you forward. I don't see the point in that animation whatsoever. There's nothing in front of us. We could just, you know, it's a battle bridge. Let's just get to it straight away. As soon as I'm in the seat, I want to be accessing controls. I don't want to be waiting for that animation. So, yeah, not quite sure why that's a thing, apart from looking cool. So we'll continue on. So back on top of cargo, I'm going to hit this elevator and then go up this ladder. So when I want to get out the ship, that elevator should be good to go. So we'll go up here. And this is the escape raft, which is awesome. We have the other lift. Same lift, sorry. It's just in case you didn't want to take the ladder, which is ever closer. And it brings us straight back out to underneath the grand staircase. And another escape raft at the end there. So that, I believe, I've probably missed something somewhere because it's such a massive ship. But there we go, guys. That was my video on the 890 jump. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what buttons to press. And of course, I will have more Star Citizen content en route to your location soon. Thanks very much, guys. Take care. Cheers.